When it comes to ARK, rat holes are a major role in survival on PvP servers. So we proudly present our top 10 underwater rat holes on Ragnarok. Coming at number 10, this location can be found at 87.4 latitude and 63.0 longitude, and then here it is on the map. And if you guys are new to this little series we're doing, so there's not that many rat holes on Ragnarok in general, but if you go to the underwater side of this map, there is actually an insane amount of rat holes that a lot of people have not known about. So we're going to be doing a little series on just the top 10 rat holes that you can find underwater for Ragnarok. So if you guys want this series to keep going, we can keep making more part 2, part 3, really whatever you know. Just go comment that down below and let us know what type of Ragnarok videos that you would like to see next. But anyways, this is the first rat hole. Not too great, but still works as a nice little area for a solo or duo. And let's move on to number 9. So coming in at number 9, this can be found at 9.1 latitude and 41.0 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this location is a little bit tricky to find, but if you go all the way down and you start looking for these rocks, it should be pretty easy to find once you're down on the bottom. Now coming through here, we have this nice little triangle kind of open area. It's not too big, not too small. Everything's flat, so then you can put some vacuum chambers on here pretty easily. You can work with it, and this would be great for solo, duo, trio type tribes. So if you're looking for that kind of location, this is the one for you. Before we get on to the build, this video is sponsored by Raiders of the Lost Ark. RLA is an amazing new and upcoming server for official PvPers, breeders, and people that want to enjoy the game the way that it was meant to be. RLA features amenities like events every week, 10x rates, 7-man tribes, and 6-month wipes. RLA promises no admin play, while only having very limited mods like pickup gun, 10x stack mod, 2x player weight, and 4x dino weight. RLA has over 1,000 members and is growing by the day. For more information, use this code on screen or click the link in the description. And coming at number 8, this location can be found at 87.4 latitude and 56.3 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Pretty close to the last one, this location is actually kind of an odd one, if that makes sense. So if you're looking for a great area to store a lot of tames and build a massive turret wall on this front entrance, you can go ahead and do that. Now, you guys might not say this is a rat hole, but in the back up here in that corner, there actually is this little small rat hole for storing some of your main loot in, and you can build your main base really out here. But here's the thing, building underwater is still not that popular. There's not a ton of players doing it still, as a lot of players think it's kind of a big weakness, but a lot of people don't really scout underwater as much as they used to anymore. So building underwater, especially in rat holes, is a major key to survival for ARK. Then coming through here, we have the biggest rat hole part of it, and now it's not the flattest, so you can maybe fit a few vacuum compartments in here, put all your main loot like your crowd refrigerators, some vaults, really everything you want, and then put everything on the outside. But anyways, let's move on to number 7. So coming in at number 7, this location can be found at 51.5 latitude and 89.3 longitude. Here it is on the map, and towards the far right side of the map, and about the middle, you'll be introduced to this rat hole. Now outside it's pretty plain, but coming over here, it is definitely an odd rat hole, I would say that, because it doesn't have one little small entrance. It's kind of a bigger entrance, but also small, if that makes sense. But either way, it opens up into a pretty big room. So building in here would be very nice. It's going to be a little awkward, so if you're looking for more of like an awkward type like location that can store a lot of tames, like this one, this is the one for you. But if not, just move on to the smaller ones that are meant for mainly more of like tribe building and staying hidden. So let's move on to number 6. And now coming in at number 6, this can be found at 35.0 latitude and 89.7 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Pretty close to the last one. If you just go up a little bit more, you'll be able to find this rat hole. Now this rat hole is a little tricky to find because it's more of in the ceiling part side of a wall. So coming over here, you can see, I mean, it's not that big of an entrance for a player to go into, but it's just barely big enough to get into it with a player, meaning it's going to be pretty easy to defend. Now you're going to have all your stuff for kind of floating in here, so if you're looking for a little, like a smaller type area for few of your members. I mean, you can even probably put about 6 in here depending on how you build it. But if you're looking for this similar of a location, this is the one for you. But if not, let's move on to number 5. And coming in at number 5, this location can be found at 12.2 latitude and 50.9 longitude. Here it is on the map. And if you look over here, you'll be introduced to this rat hole. A lot of you guys who've been watching for a little bit may know of this rat hole from our last Ragnarok video, which should be in the top right corner right now or in the description down below. But anyways, this rat hole is a little bit of an awkward one, but we actually built an entire base in here, and it actually turned out pretty well, and it worked for this rat hole. Now, it's a bit of an awkward angle because it's just all angled up and not flat really anywhere. This is the flattest area up here, but overall it's a pretty nice rat hole, and it works for smaller tribes. But anyways, let's move on to number 4. Now, coming in at number 4, this location can be found at 63.8 latitude and 97.4 longitude. Then here it is on the map. Towards the right middle-ish kind of area of the map, you'll be introduced with this insane rat hole. Now, it's going to be a little tricky to find, as you can just see right here, you don't really see anything. But if you come over to this big rock right here, and you go right to the left of it, this is the rat hole right here. Now, it's so small, the player almost cannot squeeze through it, but if you just keep on just kind of moving left and right until you get in there, you are opened up into this nice, good-sized rat hole that is great for smaller tribes. Let's move on to number 3. And coming in at number 3, this location can be found at 10.9 latitude and 46.3 longitude. Here it is on the map, up towards my 2 fingers up there, you can see. And then this rat hole is going to be very tricky for you to find. If you come all the way down, and go to those exact coordinates, you will see a rock down here. And once you see the first rock, then it opens up into the main rat hole. Now, if you do not see rocks, I recommend not going down here because that usually means that there is a base built in here. But coming through here, it is actually an amazing spot. It's very big, very open, extremely flat. You can build a ton of stuff in here. And you can have a really good sized tribe, so if you're really looking to stay hidden away from everybody, this is the location for you. Now, coming in number 2, this one can be found at 6.0 latitude and 59.6 longitude. Here it is on the map, right above the finger again. And this one is going to be tricky to find, so look exactly where I look to find this rat hole or you will not find it. Now, this rat hole is actually pretty insane, because as you can see, it goes down through here and it's just barely big enough for your player to sneak into. Once you get in here, it actually opens up into this massive room, and honestly, this is probably one of the most insane rat holes that I've ever found on ARK, to be fair. Now, if this was above water, it would be even crazier. Now, if you come in here, it's not the flattest, but it still works for building, because you don't really need it to be on the actual floor. It can be floating a little bit. So if you can figure out some kind of weird turret wall mechanism to block up that entrance, I recommend building in here, because it is insanely large. You can store a bunch of stuff, and you don't have to worry about people trying to mesh bite you because of these big pillars that you just cannot get through at all. But anyways, let's move on to number 1. And finally, coming at number 1, this can be found at 7.0 latitude and 61.3 longitude. Then here it is on the map, really close to the last one. This rat hole beats the number 2 spot. It is a very similar one as you go into the rat hole at about the same area as the last one. But this one is even smaller, and it took me a while just to even find it because I found it the first time and then I struggling to find it again. Now, the reason why this is number 1 is because look at this thing. It is perfect, it is great for solos, so number 2 is for bigger tribes. But this one, if you're solo, duo, or trio, this is perfect for you. The entrance is extremely small, you can block that up, put turrets everywhere down here, and nobody is getting through. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like if you're new, and peace out.